to another episode of the Let's Be Honest podcast. A different episode, as you guys can see. We're in a different locale, but we're still giving you guys the same fulfilling food. I got my man Lewistron here, our friend of the show.
It's great to be back.
My guy.
Welcome to Voices Studios again.
Of course, man.
Magic happens.
Once again, I think this is your third time on the show.
Yeah, probably fourth. Maybe fourth.
I think
I've been here a lot.
either third or fourth.
Yeah, one of those.
But you my man, because you always got projects in the works. You always scratching that creative itch, and that's something I always respected about you. You've always gone against the grain with your creativity. You've always gone against the boundaries, going against conventional wisdom.
Thank you.
I guess you'll say. How have you been as of late?
I've actually been better. I have my times. I think sometimes I get a little down, not depressed. I don't want to say it's like that low, but I get down sometimes. I want more support. But what I try to put in my head is just knocking on those doors. You know what I mean? Just be like, yo, I got this out. Just basically just hitting the people up. You know what I mean? People I know, like, yo, I got this out. Either there's somebody I ain't talked to in like months, like, yo, I got this out. How you doing? What's up? I got this out. And then, I see other colleagues and, they'll get like just random people like posting their stuff. And then like, I can't let it get me down. So I've been keeping that in my head, staying busy, staying creative, working nonstop. That makes me happy, honestly. It doesn't tire me out. So
does the lack of support sometimes get to you mentally?
Yeah, definitely. It's like, all right, like, what am I doing that's not enough? What am I not doing? But then I go and look at myself and I'm like, you're doing enough. You're doing everything that's in your blood and your power that you have to do. Of course, I'm still learning, I'm still growing and grinding.
Right.
So I can't let that, bother me. And, my stepdad, he always had these words for me. It's like, your time will come. You just got to keep working. Your time will come. Your time will come. So, I just try to stay focused, man. Like, don't let it get me down.
It's really not easy, though.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, especially when you consider, obviously, everyday life, trying to sustain, your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Or, whatever lifestyle we make for ourselves.
Yeah.
We're trying to sustain that, and in the process of all that, we're trying to be as creatively free as possible. And it's really difficult to be as creatively free as you need and want to be when things aren't as, I guess you'll say, calculated or tight at home, or be it with the 9 to 5. How do you balance, those two polarizing worlds?
Well, the great part about it is, not only do I work with kids in movies, I work with kids at a school. So I feel like working with them, being around them 24/7, keeps my creativity and my imagination. I feel like the imagination is the main thing. So the imagination is flowing.
Yeah.
The ideas are going, and it's just like, oh man, what can I do? What can I do to for them to show them, oh, that's cool, so they can be like, oh, that's cool. That's how I was.
Kids got a funny way of inspiring.
And they do, and they inspire me 24/7. You know what I mean? It's never a time where I'm not inspired by kids. So I feel like working with kids definitely helps out. In keeping my childlike aspects, you know what I mean? Watching cartoons, you know what I mean? HBO Max is so dope because it has the old school Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry that we grew up on.
I'm so on the fence about investing in HBO Max.
Oh, definitely a good investment. Because then you get HBO Max and then you get HBO.
Yeah,
you get like the HBO that's on like the channels and stuff, like the premium subscription shit.
I guess for me, I always looked at it like, I already got Netflix, I got Hulu, I got Funimation.
You paying for Funimation?
Yeah, I got the premium one because the standard, you don't get access to all the content.
Think about it, HBO Max is expensive.
Yeah, all these streaming platforms are expensive. It's so many, and they're just more and more just keep coming out of nowhere. You got things like QB now, and then you got things like Peacock. Yeah. There's all these variant streaming platforms.
you gotta find if it's worth it for you, because it's worth it for me because they got all the old school Cartoon Network stuff like Dexter's Lab. They got Johnny Bravo. I mean, the list goes on. Foster's. You know what I mean? Powerpuff Girls. They got both Powerpuff Girls, like the new one and the one we watched growing up. So it's like me, my Saturday mornings, afternoons is just throwing them joints on randomly.
Nostalgic.
Rocking out. You know what I mean?
Nostalgic.
And that is also inspiring too, because I mean, if you probably noticed, a lot of that has inspired my art. You know what I mean? Those simple like cartoon fixtures. So watching them really helps me with the cartoon stuff too. So.
What about quarantine? Because quarantine, we was talking about it a little off camera. Quarantine was sort of, for me at least, a blessing in disguise. How would you describe the impact quarantine has had on your creative process?
Quarantine. So when it happened, actually, I thought everything was going to go back to normal after 2 weeks.
We all did.
But and it was crazy because it was around the time we just dropped Kinlo. We just dropped Kinlo episode. So we was getting ready to work on our horror movie. I was about to like send out the scripts, start that whole process. Then the quarantine thing happened, and then we couldn't get the location, and the main location is at a house. So we couldn't get the location. So I was just sitting around and everything just came to a stop basically. And it was just crazy for me because I was like, that doesn't normally happen. Now I'm looking like, okay, what do I do?
Yeah.
So I was just, started rebranding, started thinking about some things. And I woke up one day and just like, okay, I planned out my marketing strategies. I planned out what's the next movies from now until the end of 2021, and just scheduled them all out, how long we're gonna work on them. Actually coming up with release dates for them. So there's release dates for, there's the latest release date is April right now. I have scheduled right now. So now we have I planned out release dates, and then, the slates, of course, like what movie's coming out and when. And it just gave me time to just plan out everything. Really plan out everything thoroughly, tunnel vision it, and
it was really not too many distractions.
Yeah, not too many distractions. I came up with summer days, and it went from there. Yeah.
Something to be said about that, because throughout this quarantine, in my opinion, there are going to be two types of people left when it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. There's going to be the people who essentially wasted their time and just took advantage of free money and probably wasted it on whatever Gucci or Balenciaga belt, buckle, or sneaks, whatever. And then you're going to have the people who truly optimized their time, truly took advantage of the free money and reinvested it back into their craft, into a business idea they've been meaning to dive head first in.
Absolutely.
It's so easy to, when you have that idle time, to just falter and kind of fall into this spiral of despair because you don't really have a purpose or a sense of direction. I was, speaking for myself, I was able to find a sense of clarity through this quarantine. I was able to really look in the mirror and self-evaluate, reevaluate things that I thought I had figured out. For example, this podcast. I thought I had certain things figured out, but the more I thought throughout that quarantine, and I started doing things I didn't really do before. Like I started
time to process.
Yeah, I started writing my thoughts down more. Yeah, like because it was times I found myself thinking too much, 1,000,000 miles per minute, and I can't. My thoughts are kind of like one thought is pushing another thought out, and I might be blocking my blessing on an idea I may have. So I constantly just started writing ideas down. That way I can tangibly put it somewhere, and now I have space for more thoughts.
Right.
As a filmmaker, you're always going through millions of thoughts and ideas and concepts.
Yeah.
how would you describe your growth as a filmmaker? You know, not just throughout that quarantine process, but you know, learning your kind of essentially, you know, learning yourself all over again through this quarantine. How would you describe your growth as a filmmaker?
It let me take a step back and be like, okay, what do I want to do? What can I do that doesn't block me from doing what I want to do? And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it definitely let me do that. And then from there, I went into now, okay, let me really start thinking about practical effects that I really want to do. Production design, which is, you know, the art direction of a movie. Let me start thinking about bringing crew members. You know, even if people don't come, at least let me have that opportunity to be like, okay, I hit them up. And for me, as long as I hit you up and I know I hit you up, even if you don't, you know, come aboard, cool.
You so not to cut you off because I want to key in on that. You stopped allowing other people's decision making to influence your process.
No, not at all.
Not
well, nobody was.
Okay.
Nobody was. Okay. Nobody was. It just like allowed me to push myself.
Okay.
Basically, like, yo, okay. Like, okay, you are essentially doing enough. You are doing a lot, but push yourself. Okay, now let's go out and really keep up with, you know, bringing the people on and bringing new aspects to the table to really beef up and bring in the audience game. So yeah, definitely a lot of opportunities to just look back at myself and be like, okay, where can I improve? Because I will say with this new movie coming out, Summer Days, definitely a lot of improvements. You know, I did a shooting schedule now. I got this big old calendar so I could like really see it out. Did a shooting schedule, did call sheets, you know, make sure my cast and crew was fed. A lot of run around, gas money, just keeping up with all that stuff and making sure all that stuff is executed now. It really allowed me to be like, okay, that really needs to be in the bloodstreams of making these films and stuff.
Is it fair to say you took a little bit more ownership in your role as filmmaker, creator, director? Is it fair to say
I
that?
feel like in my role as producer, because all those things you just mentioned.
Those are producer elements.
Yeah, all those things you just mentioned goes without saying, because I'm going to do that regardless, whether it's me or whether it's, you know, somebody else on the team. But as far as like producing, because no matter what on these projects, I'm going to be a producer. Because, you know, I run the company and, you know, I oversee, you know, the operations of everything. So it's like that's going back to what I was explaining before. I had to step that up. I had to bring new aspects. Okay, if I want special effects, which can be done, let me go hit up somebody that knows how to do that. You know what I mean? Or you know, or like, all right, this angle. You know what I mean? Let's switch up our angles, our you know, the opening sequences, all that stuff. Let me really sit back and really grow on those aspects. You know what I mean?
Working smarter, not harder.
Yeah, definitely. So it allowed me to grow. It allowed me to grow a lot and think about a lot of things. Definitely.
But filmmaking in and of itself is such a long and detailed,
strenuous,
very tedious process. That's the perfect word to put it. Yeah. A word that has not a word, but
I'm getting flashbacks. Sorry.
Filmmaking has so many moving parts.
Yeah.
So many moving parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in knowing all that, you're responsible for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
How do you juggle that? How do you deal? Because you mentioned earlier, you know, reaching out to more people. You know, you know, being a little bit more hands-on. How do you, as a filmmaker, as a man wearing multiple hats, how do you juggle all those various personalities?
How do I juggle all those
Or I guess you'll say, what's
the
the better question? How do you hold those people accountable while still trying to, you know, achieve the direction that you're trying to achieve?
Honestly, I stopped caring about people attitudes. And look, you can charge me. You can say whatever you want after this. You hear it. I stopped caring about people attitudes. I stopped caring about. I stopped. I stopped really caring about whether people didn't feel like doing something or you know what I mean. I stopped really because that when people in the past used to have attitudes or whatever. In the past, I used to be like, all right, I guess I'm bothering them. You know what I'm saying? But see, that doesn't get the things that need to be done. I stopped being held myself accountable and be like, no, you need to be on they behind. You need to be on they butt. No matter what, you trying to get something done. Now, if they don't want to get it done and be a part of that, cool. I'm not going to fault them, but I need to do what I got to do to get things done. So, definitely. I actually started a lot holding myself accountable because, I feel like not to like get sympathy or anything, but like part of it do kind of be my fault as a leader to not be like, okay, we made all right, this was a bad decision to make, okay, whether it was to work with this person or hit them up or whatever, you know what I mean? Now I have to look back and be like, okay, who's really here? Who's really here? Who's really going to show up? Who's really going to do this? Bang, 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 boom. So, yeah, if that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. And,
right,
and with juggling all those different personalities and moving parts, your own, your own psyche, your own mental wherewithal is tested constantly.
Yeah.
And when there's nothing worse than being around people who drain you not only creatively but emotionally and mentally. And there are times where people's negative energy, regardless if there's a paycheck attached to this opportunity that we're trying to create for everybody, we're all just trying to essentially create something that we've never created before. We're all trying to do something that we've never done before.
And I'm really talking about people that have like not answered messages or like just flaked on us.
And that can weigh on
you.
But that can weigh on you mentally though.
And it's just like, I'm just the type of person that you can say, you know what, man, this sounds like a good project, but I just don't want to be a part of it. Which is cool. All right. Like, I respect you more, and I'm probably even going to hit you. I'm probably going to even want to hit you up more because you were so honest with me.
A lot of people don't understand that. I was talking to
because I don't want to force you to do something you don't want to do.
Exactly. And sometimes it doesn't mean that we can't work together. This project may not
it's just not the time. And
that's perfectly fine.
I'm perfectly cool with that.
That's perfectly fine.
We all doing what we doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here to support you. Whatever you about to go work on, I'm still here to support you, Jay. I'm here for you. Whatever you need me to do, repost something, make a poster for you, illustration, come up with the concept for the trailer, listen, all that. I'm here. You know what I mean? Whether I'm doing my own thing or not. So that's all it be. My main thing is, man, it's all love. It's all love, but it comes a time sometimes where, it just feels sometimes, I guess, malicious or just like ignorant. The way they come off.
Okay.
Some people, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to, like...
Why malicious?
I don't know. I say malicious because it's like... But it's like, it makes me look back on myself like, dang, did I say something to them? You know what I mean? Did I do something wrong? You know what I mean?
Or to be in the position you're in, you have to have some level of self-awareness.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I've grown from. It's like, okay, either I ask them why and what's wrong, or I just, just let them be, get on their space, you know what I'm saying, keep it professional, which either way is still professional, because you can say it a professional way. But yeah, I just learned that it's, basically, bro, like it's all love, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, just keep moving forward. You know what I mean? When the time comes to work with them, time gonna come. If time never comes, then it wasn't meant to be. And you just got really, the people that surround you, you know what I'm saying? I love the people that surround me, people I'm working with, my cast, my cast members, people I hit up in my crew. So, yeah, man.
I gotta say, for me personally, I've always been inspired by you because you're unapologetically yourself in pretty much everything you do.
Thanks.
Be it if you're creating film, creating your art,
And you gotta be.
if you're posting content online,
Yeah.
whatever I see you attached to, I'm always in awe of your ability to just be you.
Thanks.
That's something I challenge myself on constantly, because as a creative, we sometimes find ourselves people pleasing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That comes across my head sometimes. Then I'd be like, and I'm be honest with the audience, I hope you still continue to watch my stuff, but sometimes I be thinking like, I don't really care what people think. I want to make this, like one of my friends was like, do you think your adult friends are going to watch Summer Days? Because it's like, you know, family, kids, like centric. And I was like, man, I don't really plan. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. I mean, they can if they can if they want to. They don't. Hey, listen. I'm not faulting them for it. You know what I mean? That's my point is saying is I'm still gonna make it, because if I'm working on a project and I feel passionate about it, I'm just gonna make it happen. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I wanted to make Summer Days. Like Summer Days was really like, bro, I woke up and like it was just so much happening in the world. Like literally, it was like that time. It was the cataclysm of everything. It was police brutality. It was of course coronavirus. Then other people was dying, whether it was celebrities or you know I adored, or people that I knew. Actually, 2 people I knew got killed this summer. Actually,
yeah, tell me about it.
So yeah. I'm sorry, I just thought about one of my friends. She got killed. But yeah, I just feel.
Why did it make you laugh?
Huh?
Why did it make you laugh?
It didn't make me laugh. I laughed because I started to almost get emotional. So I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, here we go.
I understand.
Here we go. Calm down, buddy.
No,
this is not the place. But
I got you.
Yeah, I'm basically like I'm just if I feel passionate about it, I'm gonna make it, man. Like I want.
It's just that simple for you.
Yeah, I want to make a kids movie. I woke up and was like, I want to make a movie about kids saying, forget it, and just, we're going to take over the city. And it's actually a true story. The movie's a true story.
Okay.
So the movie is about a little girl being devastated that, you know, the city shut down, no camps or nothing like that. So her older brother, who I play, takes her out for like a fun-filled adventure summer, you know what I mean? And that was kind of what happened. Everything I shut down, my mom hit me up, was like, I need you to watch your sister for the summer. And I was like, all right, cool. So then I just weaved that into just use that as a story. Because if I'm going to watch her, why not just film a whole movie? That would be the activity we do. At the same time, in the movie, we go to like different spots in Philly. She never seen these spots. She never been to the skate park right across the street from the art museum.
Because your sister's what, 9, 8?
She's 10.
10?
She's 10. She turned 10 this year. So yeah, she's never seen those places. And it's crazy. She's been to places like New York. You know what I mean? Wow. She's been to New York. She's been to Atlanta. She's been to places like that. She's just never been to, you know.
Never been to many places on the home front.
Right. On the home front. And this was the opportunity to take her there. And, you know, every reaction you see in the movie from her is her actual, like, real reaction. Like, oh my God, this place is cool. You know what I mean?
That's
so
dope.
We actually caught like reactions like not even like action, like scenes like that aren't in the script. I just like, yo, shoot her real quick, just looking around, and then, you know, he shot her. So
I could tell just by, you know, the other projects you guys have done together. And shout out to AJ, man. She's born. She's born for this. I was telling you that not so long ago. I was saying, yo, she just seems like she's a natural. Her character is
freaking born.
Her character, like you, was so unapologetic, and she knows who she is. It seems like at a very young age, and you know, and knowing that about yourself comes a certain level of confidence, and I can tell that confidence doesn't fall too far from the tree, the tree that you've developed, you know, for yourself. Yeah. Were you always as confident? Were there times where you were not as confident as you were today? Man, I'm still not as confident sometimes, bro. Like, I mean, I guess I put on a good front sometimes, but I find myself not confident. Like, I made this ad, so let me just a small story. You good?
I made this ad for So like my character Lewistron.
Right.
So in all my comic books, pretty much, I design sneakers. I design like maybe like 10, 12 sneakers, right? I design sneakers. Now these sneakers are for all my characters in rotation. So in rotation, I'll just pick different sneakers. If it matches with the outfit I drew, I'll just give the character those sneakers. I design my own, so I don't have to like sit there and make like some stupid little cartoon shoe that's mediocre, or I have to like draw like a intricate Jordan. No, I already designed my own sneakers. I could just go back to the page where they all are. So I made this ad for one of the sneakers, and like I still haven't posted it.
Wow.
Because I'm so like I'm not confident in the other work, especially that I've been working on that in job yet.
Okay.
That is like I don't know. This is like meaningless to me, like honestly. But I don't know. Like yeah, like going from that, like I don't feel confident sometimes. I don't know. I'm very confident in summer days right now. I think everybody's definitely gonna have fun with that, but. Yeah, sometimes I definitely find myself not as confident. Like I talked about earlier when we talking about like support and stuff like that. When I see other people getting the support and stuff like that. Which is, and I'm not like whining or anything, not like woe is me or anything. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes I just have these insecurities, and I'm glad I can sit here and say that. Like,
The more I talk to people on this podcast, I'm learning that a lot of people, there's like a streamline or a correlation between each person I've spoken to these past several weeks about there's a connection between the level of support they're getting with their confidence and how they see their content.
But see, I honestly, and it's weird to say this, like I like that. The no support thing, even though not to say like I don't want support, because I want no support, but it makes me be like, okay, I gotta step my game up, or maybe I just gotta step my game up.
Make you look at okay, nobody paying attention, just how I like it, so I can just pop up. I can just pop out.
Yeah, just pop out. Yeah, that is. But then that is what comes across my head too, and it's like what? Well,
even myself, I'm real humble on my podcast. You know what I'm saying, and. I try to just let the content speak for itself sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I try to really, like I said, I like to really provide wholesome, well thought out content.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've already been able to tell in the many times we've spoken. I have questions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I have an intention with my conversations, and I want the people to be able to take something from the content each and every time.
Absolutely.
And as creators, we're constantly on this seesaw or this tug of war with not just ourselves but critics.
Mm-hmm.
And there's constructive criticism,
mm-hmm.
there's destructive criticism.
Yeah.
And with this new movie Summer Days that you're all in on, which I love, how do you plan on balancing that when it comes the constructive criticism versus the destructive? How do you differentiate?
Well, to answer firstly, I would differentiate by just pretty much just listening and taking it in, and actually taking into consideration like, okay, well, maybe that is something I need to fix it up. But to be honest with you, the second thing is I've already done that. I've already
you already vetted though.
It's done. And I'm still like, oh man, well, next time we need to do this, and next time I need to do that, and then you know what I mean? I've already done that, so I kind of already know what people may say, but I still don't think it's going to be a lot too much, because of when you. I don't want to give a lot of anything away, but when you see it, you're going to be like, wow, this is a step up. This is a mad step up.
I was telling you,
in a way, like
it felt to me that this was a different.
Man, the trailer doesn't do this movie justice. Let me tell you, and don't make you not want to go see the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, please go see the trailer. Please share. But it doesn't do it justice. It's more. It's fun. It's a fun movie.
That's dope.
And it's like really creative. I wanted with this to be as creative as possible.
Okay.
To show art and music but also this imagery of kids having fun during, you know, all the chaos in the world. So we did that.
Oh man, that's...
We did that. We did that.
How did this journey, you know, because I know you said the idea really stemmed from mom saying, hey, I need you to look at the assistant for the summer, you know, camp is not going to happen this year, so on and so forth.
This is.
But you guys have been creating for quite some time together. How did this journey begin with you two? You and your sister AJ.
My sister.
How did this journey truly begin?
Well, I mean, that was probably when she was maybe 3. When she was 3. Okay, so I started making films 2015. She was actually 5. So I was thinking about, because I started making movies, so then I was thinking about, yo man, I got an AJ movie, So years and years went by, of course. And I was making the Lewistron show season 1. And I was just on a hot streak with making that. And then I was, at the same time, at the end of it, made Wacko and this other movie that got shelved. Was making those 2. She was in Wacko, but see, Wacko was something that was just like, I came up with her scene at like the last minute and was just like, oh, bring her in. But it was really Lewistron Christmas when I was like, I really want to write a Christmas special and film a Christmas special and put it out and stuff like that. And I was like, well, you know, it gotta have kids. It gotta have a kid in it. And I was like, it's a perfect time. I mean, we just did what you call with AJ, and she did such a good job, man. Wacko was really her first joint, even though it came out as like her second movie, but it was her first movie she shot. She came on set like she'd been on a set before, and she'd never been on a set before. You know what I mean? When she was born after, you know, I grew up, you know, doing the theater stuff for my grandmom and stuff. So, you know, she ain't never been on a set before. So she came on like kind of like bossing me and my DP around kinda, and just like knowing different cues. And her scene was improv. She didn't have any written parts. So, you know, she did the improv very well. Even now, she's so much better at improv. She did some improv in Summer Days. Maybe like 20, 25% improv.
Wow.
And she did such a good job, man. So then, yeah, it just, after Lewistron Christmas, that was really like her hit. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I know 2019 I really slacked, but I was getting, different projects was coming. So many like different type of projects was coming to, you know, past my desk. So yeah, so then I was just like, all right, I need to really have her in everything, no matter what it is. So now that is definitely like the case. Like she's in the next 5, 6 movies. Yeah. Like
in some capacity.
I don't know what she's not in.
I feel you.
You know, from now to the end of next year.
I mean, her personality is so infectious.
She's a great actress, man. She's like Drew Barrymore.
Speak on the importance of empowering the young people, man. It's important.
It is.
But speak on it.
It's so much. All right, so I'm going to say this first. I realize I have colleagues, a lot of filmmaking colleagues. I mean, we don't know each other. Some of them I don't even know, but I consider them colleagues because we're all in the same circle. We all do the same things. So, sorry about that. Let me hear this.
Yeah, listen, man, good.
So, my colleagues. So, I realized that we're all, just like the guys, the filmmakers I look up to, we all do a certain thing.
Okay.
So there's, you know, the ones that make the hood, you know, the hood centric things. There's probably some that make romantic movies. There's people that strictly make comedies. Me, I'm the guy amongst those who has his genre where I make kids movies. Even though I do produce, even though like you can't really say kids movies, but I say families. I make movies for families. The entire family can essentially enjoy. So I realized that we all have our own lane. We all have our own. You know, I was talking my mentor Sam Anthony. I was talking to him about that. You know, because I was like with him too. You know, he does the dramas, and then we have another friend, Tiff Hall. She does horror movies. So it's like we all have our lane, you know what I'm saying? And we all may dabble in something different, but you know, that's just what we mainly do. That's what we, are known for. That's what we, people can expect from us. What was the question again?
I essentially was saying like the importance of empowering the young people.
Yeah. So I have my lane. Okay. So my lane is family joint. So what's very important in families is because they don't have that. Because it's so, and when I say this, I'm not faulting nobody, in the circuit. But, people, we got those guys that make, the rated R, films and series that's out there. Gotta have somebody make stuff for kids because kids that's where they're at for real. For
they got full access to all that.
They on their phones and their tablets and the internet. Period. So I know they mainly on YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I work with kids, you know what I'm saying? I'm around kids and stuff like that. I could just be like, oh yo, I got YouTube. I just made this movie. Go check it out. You can watch it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get in trouble. You know what I mean? So I think that's very important to make. Since we all making content, I think it's important for me to make content for the youth that empowers the youth, that makes them inspired, that makes them want to, do something, whether it's film or whether it's whatever, sports or whatever.
Essentially playing that role as the creative checks and balances. Right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, definitely. It's really the families. I don't like to really say kids, but it's really about the families. It really stems from me wanting my mom to really be able to see my stuff. Even though before last year, Wacko was rated R, but
that might be your darkest creation, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't it wasn't R where it's it wasn't that bad, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't strong language or sexual content. Or
it was just dark.
It was just dark. But I made some PG-13 joints last year. Miss Kelly too. That was a tiny bit raunchy, but it'll pass. The Heist was kind of considered PG-13, but that's cool. But like I said, just still going forward, be able to make things that the entire family can enjoy. Because we grew up. We saw some PG-13 joints with our moms and stuff.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
These kids. Guardians of the Galaxy. They said SHIT in the movie, and when I first saw they said in the first one. Yeah. But even the Marvel movies now, they'll say damn ass and shit. Yeah. So it's I'd be like, well, if them joints can say it, I can get away with. It's not and it's not like I'm forcing it, like I'm saying it, but even if we slip up, and I can get a pass. I feel like I can get a pass. Stemming away from in the past making a lot of raunchy things. So.
And then let's be honest, a lot of these family movies have a lot of innuendo or a lot of undertones, under themes or whatever. So even if you have a creative goal that may ruffle a little feathers, you probably can mask it in a creative family way. Yeah. So there are always ways to get your message across.
But my staff has taken heed to it. I told them what I'm trying to do, and they'll be like, you know what? Okay. They're not. Oh man, we gotta numb it down a little bit. No, you don't, bro. Just don't. I already don't like sex scenes, so no sex scenes.
I remember you telling me that a while back.
Just a way everybody can see. Yeah.
You said that is not your thing. It's just something about them that just seems so
sex scenes are just
unnatural,
It's just unimportant. For the most, I said for the most part, I maybe have them kissing and maybe you want to see some romance just to show the character, just at least an insinuation.
But for you,
me personally, it doesn't move my story. I'm not even a romantic person, so I don't even write.
It wouldn't even be real
romantic things. But I wanted to say earlier, Summer Days was supposed to have, it was a much bigger story. So what I cut was. There were these 3 teenage girls. 2 of them were about to do that last year. One of them was about to graduate. They're all friends still. They like this boy. They still going out during the summer and still had me and AJ's characters. Because we all intertwined at the end. So and then they all did this love square or whatever. Not a triangle, but a square. with the boy, whatever. It was like real romantic. I was just trying to like play on people's heartstrings. But then at the end of it, why I did that was because the boy was going to get mixed into a police brutality incident. You know, it was going to be like real heartfelt moment, crying. Me and AJ character was going to like run away, and AJ was going to ask like, you know, why did we run? Why don't we help and stop? And then, you know, basically it was basically about like, you know, just living to see another day and stuff like that. And it was basically playing on everybody's perspective. You know, my character saying living to see another day, just not being a part, just not, you know, just not being killed by a cop. You know what I mean? Even though, you know, people have those thoughts. You know what I mean? And the little sister saying like we should go help them. People have those thoughts too. And you know, the police brutality thing that happened, and that is something that happened. So I wish I kept my script and just, you know, casted people differently.
You live and you learn.
Live and you learn.
And it's all part of the process.
Cause like now, the scripts I'm getting, like I'm like, yo, I'm not cutting nothing. Like I'm shooting everything from that joint. Like I don't care, bro. Like I'm so like. And
you
like,
sound different. You sound more empowered. You sound you sound like you.
Yeah, that just hurt me so much. Like this movie could have been like 45 minutes. Like we could have really been out here, but let me learn. Like I like my man. I'm reading the script earlier for a movie we got coming out this Christmas. And like, you know, I made him add some scenes. So like, I'm just like, yo, power in the scenes, bro. We're gonna make this joint long. We're gonna shoot all this, bro. We're gonna have a good time, man.
I feel you, man.
Like,
that's
for real.
I truly can't wait for some of these to come out. Like I said, I saw the trailer, saw the, you know, the artwork for the film.
Yeah,
everything looks great, man. I'm truly excited for the film.
Thank you.
So
we're not done yet, are we?
Oh, we're good.
Oh, good.
I like to close the podcast out with these 3 last questions.
Oh, okay.
Remember I was telling you.
I don't want to go yet.
I was telling you off. Bro, like I said, we can still chop it up, you know, so on and so forth.
Right, yeah.
But like I was telling you before with the podcast, I'm developing more of an identity for it, more of a format, in a sense, and I want people to really take something from everything, you know, we've discussed today, because, you know, in light of, you know the film and, you know, your filmmaking process and your creativity, there's triumph intertwined with that, but there's also doubt and not just doubt but self-doubt, and there's so much intertwined with that, and those things can not only tug at our heartstrings but can tug on our mental strings. You know, like I said, as creatives, we're some of the most our personalities, our emotions are some of the most radioactive things and unpredictable things you know, on this planet. Yeah. And, you know, as creators, by moving so much off of emotion, by creating so much through that, you know, you can experience so many highs, double the lows. Yeah. You know what I mean? But through it all, the mental capacity, the mental wherewithal, the mental strength and fortitude to continue to create through the dark times, through the self-doubt, through the lack of support that you may feel you deserve, or however you want to slice it. But there are no limits or obstacles. Where are you? Where is Voices of the East 5 to 10 years from now?
Definitely want to be a staple in screenings. So that's what we're focused on going forward. Hopefully when things clear up a little bit more. Right now we're trying to work on doing outside screenings. So the thing about it is we're launching this thing called Voices Cinema. That's going to be like pretty much our identity going forward. We're going to make a movie, then host a screening for it. It's going to have you know, vendors, drinks, refreshments, food, you know, the whole 9. You get to see, you know, the main movie that we've made. Then we're going to reach out to other filmmakers. They can show their stuff. So, yeah, Voices Cinema is definitely going to be, like, our legacy, our thing. You know what I mean? The way we, you know, generate income and the way we reach people and gain a larger fan base. Because, you know, as a kid, you know, when I had the dream of being a filmmaker, I always so in my notebook I wrote a little fake Wikipedia page for myself. So I wrote
You wrote a fake Wikipedia page, bro?
Yeah, bro. I wrote a whole whole drawing of me.
How did that even come to fruition?
Yeah, bro. I used to do a lot of weird stuff. But I wrote about like how did Anthony Lewis, how did he come up in the filmmaking job? So I wrote my own like thing. So I was like, so I wrote that, you know, he used to throw screenings, you know, on his neighborhood block, and people used to watch his movies there, and you know, he grew that, and then segued into Hollywood or whatever. So I thought back when I was like, dang, bro, like, you know, we could like definitely do that. You know, as grown men now making money and having this business or something. That could be our John. That could be our.
You can honestly
end the point, because I don't really care about going to our staple. I don't really care about going to Hollywood and being a famous director. I just want to make bread from making movies.
And that's the thing. a lot of people don't understand that freedom, the freedom to be able to eat off your creativity.
Yeah,
that's all I really want.
Without waiting for that, you know, sorry to say, but that handout of, you know, and it's not like, bro, I will definitely take a job eventually from Warner Brothers and Nickelodeon.
Your own opportunity.
That's not. There we go.
And anybody that hates on that or feel like they need to slight you because of that, they're not doing something right.
Well, I haven't really gotten any hate.
No, but what I'm saying is, you know, if somebody try to block opportunity because you decided to invest in yourself first and foremost, come on now.
Yeah.
Like, I can totally see you working for these larger, obviously, you know, corporations, you know, at Viacom, be it Cartoon Network, be it Nickelodeon, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But to establish your own thing, to establish your own internet Cartoon Network, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot of freedom in that. It's a lot of power in that. And through all these different streaming platforms, through all these different avenues, we can create so much at our own pace and at our own free will. We're literally, you know, besides, you know, the man upstairs, we're the architects of our reality, literally these days. Right. Literally.
And some of that also weaves into, you know, research because, you know, okay, so how do we bring the people to these screeners? Okay, well, the movie has to have star power. So, all right, who's the top of the bill? Whether it is an actual actor who's been in stuff and has a following, not even just one, maybe like 2 or 3 we have at the top of the bill that, people want to go see because they know those people, they've seen them in things. Then also there's AJ. AJ is the face of the kids. So AJ can be like, yo, I'm in this movie, having a screening premiere for it, you know, come to it. Then what we got, kids and families coming to it more. The word of mouth is spread more. So yeah,
that's dope, man. You get that first big check, that first big payout from all your creative blood, sweat, and tears. What's the first thing you're doing?
Probably buying a property.
I like that.
Probably buying a property. That's the thing about it is it's a lot of, I don't know which things to do. I wanna buy this house. Where I don't know if I wanna like buy my own house and just go live in that joint. But it's a big check. So I would buy this joint, right? Then go buy my own joint and then rent my room out to somebody here. Make bread off of that. Well, you know, of course I got my own house. Boom, boom.
So reinvesting.
Yeah, this really is. And then if I got even more money, then buy another property and then rent that whole joint.
No, I did.
You know what I'm saying?
I did.
Like real estate is.
I love throwing that question.
The way though.
I love throwing that question to people because it allows you to see where
they at.
Where they put that cap on themselves.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You may have people who are thinking a little bit more realistically, on a step-by-step basis. You may have people who are thinking more so on the macro of those. So, you know, it's always good to just, you know, check the temperature of people where they are, you know what I'm saying? You know, because at the end of the day, and also you get to see, you know, just how in tune they are with reinvesting and putting the money in the right places, and are they going to put their money back into their craft, or are they just going to splurge?
I'm going to be a black Jew, bro. I'm gonna be a black.
Oh man! And last,
I'm gonna be dressed like this. I mean,
bro.
I don't even like flashy stuff.
I never been with designer. I like streetwear, like urban.
Yeah,
like,
I think if I definitely would get a mansion if I had the bread. But if you went there, I think a lot of things that would be there would be books. Like, I would just, like, drain Amazon of a lot of books.
I feel you, bro.
As you can see. Like, this is the study, bro.
No, I like your collection, man. I noticed the...
I'm reading this right now. This is really good.
I noticed the...
I don't know if you know Stanley Kubrick is...
He
did 2001.
I was about to say, didn't he make a movie of that?
Yeah. So this book is about how the movie is made. You see how freaking...
that book is about how the
movie is made.
Oh, not like... Okay.
Not based off the movie. No,
Gotcha,
it's just how the entire process.
Oh.
How he met the screenwriter. It's crazy. That man's a genius.
And I noticed you had the 48 Laws of Power over there. I'm working on it myself.
Yes, very good book. Can't wait till the day I go back to it.
Yeah. It's one of those books that you literally, like, you bookmark a lot.
Yeah, it's a very good book.
Definitely. And in closing,
yes,
what advice or insight can you offer to the people who may be struggling to dive headfirst into their craft, their business, or they're just fearful of executing on the idea they've been putting off?
I'm going to talk in general. Okay, this is for general, and this is for filmmakers.
Okay, perfect.
Yo, man, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. Does that make any sense? All you got to do is do it. That thing is waiting on you. Now, I get it. You got a process. See, my whole thing, too, is I don't even like hearing excuses from people. Because I get it. Sometimes, you go through things, emotionally and mentally. And yes, then that comes from, you got to then going forward and working on that emotional and mental state. You know what I mean? Don't, just stay in that emotional and mental state. You know what I mean? You got to, be able to, of course, you don't want to be there. Find ways. Whether it takes you a month to a year. Then that's the process, man. Don't fault yourself. But, basically just I'll say the advice I have is do it. Even though I get people go through stuff, but just do it. I mean, look at me. I'm not even an editor. I don't even edit my movies, nor do I shoot my movies. You know what I mean? There's 3 people I call up and I had to do that. You know what I mean? So
that's smart though, in terms of you know what your bread and butter is. Not saying you're not capable of doing those things, but you just know.
And it's funny though, but I am about to, because I want to
be
start shooting my own Jones and really be out here. Like when I get my own camera, bro. Like I know I said it's over, but it's really gonna be over. Because I probably work on maybe 2 projects at the same time. And I know that sounds crazy.
It's not.
But right now, that's where my mind is right now. Like I want to work on something right now. You know what I'm saying? But I know my DP busy or whatever, so it's I can't. You know what I mean? The next movie I'm doing, I'm shooting on my phone. Yeah, even though I wanted to do a project like that because I seen another filmmaker do that, so
it's possible.
Yeah, I want to do that.
They have an entire Netflix series on, obviously on Netflix, of because during the quarantine, all these Hollywood actors, they weren't acting.
Yeah.
So they've been home.
Yeah.
They literally compiled like a bunch of home videos that these actors have created. They put a lot of artistic thought into it.
Oh, word.
And I think all the movies are in black and white or whatever.
Nice.
And literally, they're not mass produced, no money behind them.
Short films.
They're shooting them on their phones, short films.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Them iPhones,
and
man.
they literally just did it in the luxury of their homes, just utilizing the tools that they have in front of them and not waiting.
Right.
And just speaking for myself, there's a lot of times I would allow my equipment to be the reason why I'm not creating. I say, you know what? I got an iPhone. I can shoot 4K on this. Let me just understand that I got everything I need on that phone. I can edit, do my graphics on there. I can promote. I can do everything on my cell phone. Let me not get in my way and let's just create. Right. And I like the idea that you brought up, the whole concept of, and for lack of better terms, owning the gym you practice in, owning the entire means of operation, not being forced to wait on someone else to create. Because, for example, a music artist, you can put money in the studio time, or that money you're putting in studio time, you can start saving that, and then you can start investing in your own studio equipment, and then now you build your own studio in your bedroom. For me, I could have rented out studio space at someone's studio and used their audio equipment and save my stuff and so on and so forth. But why put that money in someone else's pocket when I can just reinvest it into my own content, reinvest it in my own equipment? Because that equipment is never going to go anywhere. That equipment is only going to help me in the long term. It's important to own the entire means of operation. I got that from the rapper Russ. he said it's important to own the gym you practice in. And when he said that, I was
speaks good
I was like, yo, that was deep.
He said some nice stuff.
Yeah, man. But you said you had one last thing for the filmmakers as well. You said,
listen.
You said in general, now for the filmmakers.
Listen, I don't want to hear no excuses, man. Pick up that camera and shoot, yo. It's so much material out here, even for yourself. You could use something that happened in your life. You could shoot. Now, I don't want people to think, oh, they gotta shoot these 15, 20. Man, you can shoot a 2-minute short film, 4-minute, 5-minute, man. You can ask your friends, hey, yo, man, you got a story I could use. You could ask probably like 5 friends, like get 5 different stories, somehow compile it. Yo, my whole thing is always solutions, alternative. Just pick up that camera. It could be your cell phone. It could be it, and I know some, and I know it's some out there that just got their camera and they just sitting around. Listen, pick up that camera and do it, man. Do it, dog. I can't stress that enough, dog. Pick up that camera and just shoot. Man. You can shoot experimental films. You can find a bee on a flower, shoot that joint, right? Then find, I don't know, some beautiful poetry off YouTube that you can use real quick and just lay it on anything. There's so many possibilities you could do, man, with filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be this, that, and the third. It could be literally your own thing. My whole thing about it, as long as you believe in it, the thing about it is, too, you have to believe in it. You have to be passionate about and believe in it. That one little simple thing. Yes, it's simple to you, and it may be simple to everybody else. But guess what? You made it, you believe in it, and you putting it out there. So it matters. And you keep being consistent with that. Yeah, man. Just pick up that camera.
On that note,
go.
Man. On that note, you can't underestimate the value in being your own biggest fan.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of us get lost in that. We forget that core concept when it comes to creating. If you don't believe in it, what make you think somebody else will?
Right.
If you don't make it happen, nobody else will. Lewistron, tell the people where they can find your content, find your social media. Where can the people get closer to you, Summer Days, and the Voices of the East movement?
Got you. You could find the Voices of the East on definitely YouTube. You could search either Voices of the East Studios or Voices Studios. You could find Voices of the East on Instagram and Twitter, Voices_Studios. Link is in our bio. Check out our YouTube straight from there. Also, if you want to catch up with me, any behind the scenes stuff, any interviews, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lewistron, LEWISTRON.
My man, listen, dude, I'm so grateful that you were able to come to the platform and just be as transparent and vulnerable as you possibly could, man. Because as you know, like I said prior, as creators, sometimes we are the most radioactive people in the room, man. We can, we rely so much on how we feel. We rely so much on emotion and energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so easy to lose sight of your goal. It's so easy to lose confidence in what you believe in. But if you don't believe in it, nobody else will, right?
Yeah.
You guys, y'all were tuned into another illustrious episode of the Let's Be Honest podcast. I'm your humble host, Tony DeShields. This is my man, Lewistron. I understand that creative people do different things. Stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. One love, y'all.